Have you ever wondered what it would be like if your brain didn't quite work how it used to, or if you felt like your brain was working against you? For people with dementia and Alzheimer's, this is how a lot of them would describe how they feel. And over 6.2 million people in the world are affected by this disease every day. Neuropsychology is one of the only fields that we really have that is able to help these people and find ways to make their quality of life better. Now, we all know that these kinds of diseases are not curable, but there are things that can be done to figure out how to help specific individuals and create a treatment plan for each person individually. This hit super close to home for me because my grandpa was actually diagnosed with dementia 5 years ago. And when we first heard this diagnosis, it was really scary because, you can't stop people's brains from forgetting things. But we quickly realized that with the help of neuropsychologists, we would be able to offer him a good quality of life and he could still do the things that he loved. Diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's cause people to forget things that they once recalled very easily. Memories can fleet from them. They have hard times performing tasks that they used to do, and it's a really sad disease to watch. They might not even remember who their own family is, and it can lead to a lot of hostile feelings. And so, obviously, this was a very scary diagnosis to receive. But since that diagnosis, neuropsychologists have provided us with so much help that I want to share with you all so that you know what an amazing field this is and what an impact it makes. My grandpa gets cognitive tests every 6 months. And what these tests are they're asking him to recall information that has been presented to him. So they might present him with a few pictures and ask him to recall what those pictures were. Or they will repeat a list of words and ask him to repeat back the words from the beginning of the list. Now, he doesn't always perform these tasks very well, but what this allows the neuropsychologist to look at is how is his brain deteriorating and at what rate. They are able to compare his previous 6 month scores with his new scores and figure out what we need to do to stop that brain deterioration if able. And without neuropsychologists that knew how to read these tests and perform these tests, it would be impossible to monitor what his brain was doing. Now, not only do they give verbal tests like this, but they also look at his brain. He has brain scans done once a year to look at the areas of his brain and see where the deterioration is. Now, what this allows them to do is really get a fuller picture of the brain. And I could look at the same scans that a neuropsychologist looks at, and I would have no idea what those meant. But because they are trained to learn the brain, learn how these diseases affect the brain, they are able to give new medication, new skills that he could try to enhance his memory, and all kinds of things. And not only do they provide support for him, but they provide support for the family. It's very difficult because we are not trained in the field of neuropsychology to not really understand what's going on. And when you see behavioral shifts, which also can happen with diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia, it can be very frustrating. The person that you once knew might have been totally sweet and happy, and now they're just very angry and bitter. And personality shifts like this are very, very common with these kinds of diseases. But when you understand what's going on, it makes a lot more sense and you are able to get a fuller picture and fully understand how you can help the patient that you love more than anything. And without neuropsychology, this just wouldn't be able to happen. And these diseases aren't always pretty. And so it's imperative that we have people that understand what's going on to help. We all need to learn as much as we can about neuropsychology because without that, we're going to lose people that we love and we're going to misunderstand them and we're not going to understand what's going on. And nobody wants that. Because of the work of neuropsychologists, we are a family. And without those doctors who are working tirelessly to help my grandpa and help us understand how to help him, we wouldn't be the family that we are. Neuropsychologists have really taken this scary diagnosis for us and made it something that we are able to work through and have become closer because of. So I just want to encourage you all, Think about people in your life that maybe have been affected by this and reflect back on those people that helped them. And I guarantee you that neuropsychology will be something that they worked with and were helped by.